Lose by friendly fire. Wow. You know what it is. You know who it is. What's going on, y'all? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? It's your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother, Dr. Eddie, and I need some big energy. Come on, come on. Big energy. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. If you're happy and you know it, like I always say, clap your emoji hands. Yes, yes. Come on, come on. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's go. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, and you are tuned in to the mix at not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but at six. In the mix at six. And it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show for sure. You know I'm committed to be with you each and every single Monday through Friday, right around this time. Yes. Each and every single Monday through Friday for your In the Mix fix. And of course, you watch me on the digital airwaves of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop all the way over to the YouTube side. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I need you to do that. Come on. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Listen, as you're tuning in, your timeline could be someone's lifeline. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to make sure that you let somebody know that we are on live. Yeah, let somebody know that In the Mix 6 is on right now. Since you're here because you care, I need you to share. And then I need you to help a brother out. Help me to get the message out. Yeah, help a brother out. Help me get the message out. I hope you're having a great day in a great way. Yeah, we're going to mix it up right here on In the Mix at 6. And of course, you know, my goal is to help you reach yours. My desire is to inspire. My assignment is to put you in alignment with your purpose. My job is really to empower you to identify your identity. Of course, you know, when you know who you are, when you know whose you are, when you have a different frame of mind and different frame of reference on your life and in your life, here's what you do. Now you connect with other people who are going in the same direction as you. You get to the place to where you understand the crux of community. You understand the crux and the importance of collaboration. And hear me, collaboration and community is the new currency. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to make sure that you become a member of the Eagles Academy. Where are my Eagles at, by the way? Come on, Eagles, drop some emoji Eagles in the chat. Collaboration, community is the new currency. This is where, in our Eagles Academy, where I empower you where I speak life into your life, where I coach, where I teach, where I mentor, where I train, where I go in greater depth than what I do here each and every single day, Monday through Friday on In the Mix at 6. You want to be a part of it because in the Eagles Academy, we're increasing your ideas, your impact, and your influence. Go right now to the eaglesacademy.com. More than just information, we're giving you implementation, strategy, structure, solutions to take your vision to another dimension. Again, so nice. I got to say it twice. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, and I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Listen, we're in the mix at 6, so I need you to make sure that you share with us with at least 6 people. Tag, tweet, tell, text, at least 6 people. Y'all keep showing love, and our brother's going to keep showing up. If you're ready tonight, just type let's go. Let's go. Come on, if you're ready. Type let's go because we're going to grow. Tenor of today's topic speaks to this. And of course, as you're watching, let me know what city you're watching from. I got to say that. Let me know where you're tuned in from. Where are you watching from? Tenor of today's topic is World War Me. If you missed parts 1, if you missed part 2, if you missed part 3, if you missed part 4, it's a whole lot of transformation that's in store. Go back and check those out. Make sure that you do that. Check out World War Me parts 1 through 4 right on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/EddieConnor. And of course, we are here for part 5. How will you win the war internally? And one of the ways that we've been talking about and sharing about it is through the power of your identity. Let me take that and rewind it back just a little bit. Let me review, let me refresh, let me rehash what we talked about last. Let me recap, no cap. Last time I mentioned that focus is the key to really unlock the big doors of opportunity. Yeah, and here's the thing about focus. Somebody just typed the word focus, as we were talking about that last time. Somebody just type the word focus. Focus is this. Focus is the superpower of the successful. That's what focus is. Focus is the superpower of the successful. Think about this. Whoever's at the top of the food chain in whatever industry, whatever game, whoever's at the top of their game in any industry, I can guarantee you this, that they've made focus a priority. Focus, here it is, has become a focal point in their life. Focus is a priority. Focus has become the focal point in their life. If you haven't typed focus, type focus. Type focus if you intend to walk this week by favor. Type focus if you intend to walk by faith into favor. And here's what you have to do. You got to keep your vision on where you're going, not on what you left behind. Let me say it twice because that was so nice. You have to keep your vision going. You have to keep your vision focused on where you're going, not specifically on what you left behind. You got to get to the place to where you say, listen, no distractions formed against me shall prosper. Yeah, no distractions formed against me shall prosper. And here's the thing. Let's go even a little bit deeper so that we can go a little bit higher. More than declaring it, here's what you got to do. You have to discipline yourself to do it. And do you know what discipline is? There's no focus without discipline. No focus without discipline. No success without focus and discipline. Focus. The superpower of the successful. Discipline is simply this: the ability to do what you don't feel like doing, and you're doing what needs to be done, whether you like it or not. Let's get into some hard truths. Discipline is simply this. Let me spell it out for you. Discipline is simply this: the ability to do what you don't want to do, but you know it has to be done, whether you like it or not. Beyond how you feel, discipline is what you do. Discipline is tough. Come on. You talking about you trying to eat healthy and they just ordered fresh pizzas at the job. I mean, you were around the corner, you could smell it when they was coming in the building. Yeah, was at a banquet just this past weekend, just past couple days ago. I had ate before I went to the banquet. I wouldn't say intentionally. I just had to eat a little bit late. But as I get there, you know how you go to a banquet or you go out and you say, "Listen, I ain't famished. I already ate. I already had my vittles." Then all of a sudden, you see how good the food is. You see how good the food looks, and all of a sudden, your appetite just starts coming out of nowhere. I thought I was already straight. I thought I was good. Why do I have an appetite all of a sudden? And yeah, oh, they was passing the pasta all the way around. I mean, the chicken was just drenched in some type of sauce, and sauce is boss for me. I love it. I mean, plate after plate, and the only person who wasn't eating at the table was the person who you looking at. They asking me, "You all right? Everything good? You ain't gonna eat?" And I'm sipping water as if it's, as if it's some of the gravy on the chicken. Discipline. I didn't partake. Not that the food was, it was, totally terrible or anything like that. But don't have to be overly full, right? I can have some contentment. Don't eat to be full, eat to be content. Too many people, yeah, we live to eat instead of eat to live. Discipline. Knowing you got to choose salmon over Skittles. Discipline. Knowing you need to choose blueberries over Butterfingers. Lord have mercy. Discipline, right? Discipline goes beyond how you feel. Discipline is about what you have to do. And here's the thing, it's got to be done despite how I feel. Because oftentimes, here's the thing, the greatest blessing comes from doing what you don't feel like doing. And when we talk about World War Me, when we really try to get clarity on our particular identity, here's what we have to realize. Many of us have gone AWOL. Yeah, many of us have gone absent without leave. We have gone AWOL when it comes to being in alignment with our divine assignment. We've gone AWOL when it comes to showing up for our purpose. Rather than reporting for active duty, here's what we're doing. We're assuming, not even assuming the responsibilities of what it is that we've been called to do in our particular lives. We don't report for active duty. We're absent when it comes to being active for duty of what it is that we're supposed to do. Many of us are MIA. We're missing in action rather than putting our mission into action. And here's the thing, what you got to realize is about your identity. Your identity is not found in things. Your identity is derived from your thoughts. Yeah. Identity is not found in things. Identity is found in thoughts. And here's the thing about thoughts. Thoughts eventually become things. How you think about you dictates what you do or don't do. Let me say it again. How you think about you dictates what you do or don't do. If you're ready tonight, type ready. Let's jump into part 5, and maybe I'm already there. Type ready if you're ready. Let's jump into part 5. We're all the way live for part 5 of World War Me. Here's what I realized. The first lady of hip hop. Yeah, the first lady of hip hop. That being Lauryn Hill. She asked a seminal question. And here's the question that the great Lauryn Hill asked. And it was right on time. No pun intended. She said this, how you gonna win if you ain't right within? How can you overcome hurdles and hills, as Lauren Hill reminded us, if you're not looking to the hills of where your help comes, right? Simply because you understand and realize and recognize that your help comes from the Lord. Here's the thing that we have to do. We have we have to ascertain the requisite skills to sharpen our mindset, our heart set, our skill set in order to be an asset if we're going to win from within in any environment. Quick question. Quick question. Let me put you on the spot real quickly. Quick question. Who has ever been in a fight? We're talking about fighting the good fight of faith tonight. World War Me, part 5. Fight the good fight. That's what we're talking about tonight. Fight the good fight. Who's ever been in a fight before? Just type me. Come on, this is a judgment-free zone. This is a safe space. Who has ever been in a fight before? Just type me. I want to see who I'm talking to. Who am I working with? Show me what you're working with. Listen, if you've ever been in a fight, if you've ever been in a fight before, and Lord knows, I've had my fair share. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Face look pretty. Yep, yep. Ain't no scars over on here. But I've had my fair share of fights when I was in school. Sure did. Oh, don't judge me. Turn the volume down. Turn the volume down on your judgment. It's too loud. It's too loud. I ain't judging you. Don't judge me. I'll tell you one thing about some fights I've been in. Tell you this one thing. I never lost. Whether he was the same size as me or whether he was bigger than me. Mm-hmm. Never lost. Oh, I got suspended, but I made a statement. That- That's the old me. That's the old me. Mhm. I know I've been changed. Angels in heaven done signed my name. What's the song say? Try Jesus. Don't try me. Because what was I doing? I was throwing hands. Listen, I've been in a fight before. And if you've been in a fight before, then you know here it is that your opponent doesn't fight fair. No, they're not fighting fair. Why? Because here it is. If your opponent, they're not trying to fight fair. So this is what they're going to do. They're going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at you. Why? Simply because their objective is to win. Yeah. When attacks are coming from all sides, when depression, when sadness, well, don't let the smooth suits fool you. Yeah, when all of it's coming from all sides. When depression, when it's sadness, when it's stress, when it's negativity, when it's anxiety, when it's limited beliefs, when stinking thinking hits you, you got to know this. The fight that you are in is a fight that you can't afford to lose. Yeah. Because here's the thing, just like the opponent on the playground, just like the opponent in the school, just like the opponent in the street, they're not fighting fair. You got to understand this. The enemy don't fight fair either. Enemy not Enemy's not going to fight fair when it comes to your children. Enemy's not going to fight fair when it comes to your mindset. Enemy's not going to fight fair when it comes to your heart. Enemy's not going to fight fair when it comes to your finances. When it's depression, when it's sadness, when it's stress, when it's limited beliefs, when it's stinking thinking that's hitting you from all sides. Hear me. Sometimes you find yourself in a fight that you can't afford to lose. Come on. More than just your name being on the line, God's name is on the line. Yeah, hear me. When attacks are coming from all sides, you have to get to the place to where you say, listen, this is a fight that I can't afford to lose. If he ain't fighting fair, I'm not about to fight fair. Come on, you trying to be all prissy. Forget putting the Vaseline on now. Yeah, you know how y'all do. Putting all the Vaseline on before you try to fight. I need to put the anointing. I need to make sure that I got some anointing on my life. In a fight I can't afford to lose. What are the ramifications if you lose this fight? Sun Tzu, he's got a book called The Art of War. Talking about World War Me. Part 5. Fight the good fight. Sun Tzu, in his book, The Art of War, he says this. He says, know thyself. Know thy enemy. And here's the thing. Too many of us are fighting the wrong battle. Know thyself. Know thy enemy. He says this, 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. It is better to conquer yourself than to win 1,000 battles. Some of us are fighting the wrong battle because here's the thing. The premier battle in your life is not just solely external, it's internal. You're trying to fight people when you need to be fighting the old you versus the new you. Come on. Yeah. You need to be you fighting people when you need to be fighting patterns. Y'all not gonna like me tonight. It's the old you versus the new you. And in many cases, the new you is struggling because the new you wants to be birthed. The new you wants to come out. The new you wants to move into a place of healing. But the old you wants you to remain hurting. The new you wants you to be free. But the old you wants to be bound. The new you wants to be unlimited. The old you wants to be limited by the past. Come on. I'm in a fight to be right. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Know thyself, know thy enemy. And here's the thing. Oftentimes the greatest enemy is the inner me. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories. The greatest battle. Listen, if you can win the one battle against you versus you, 1,000 other battles ain't gonna even bother you. 1,000 other battles ain't gonna even hurt you. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. Fighting people when you need to be fighting your patterns. And here's the thing, now you're projecting your patterns onto people. Because really, it's not really the person who's the issue. It's the pattern that you're projecting onto the person. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, the other person they just catching strays. They catching strays. They getting all the smoke from the fire that you keep putting out. Folks just catching strays just because they in your way. You in traffic, you angry. You ain't even really mad at the other person. You mad because you running late. And so now you flipping birds off at other folks. Folks let you over and you flipped them off. They catching strays. Come on. Walking into the job. Hey, how you doing? Don't ask me nothing today. Catching strays. Come on. Bertrand Russell. He said, war does not determine who is right. Only who is left. Did you hear what I said? War does not determine who is right. War only determines who is left. Did you hear me? Tough times don't last. Tough people do. You made a you ought to give yourself a celebration. You ought to throw yourself a little bit of a party. You ought to pat yourself on the back. Why? Because you made it out of what people lost their mind in. You made it out of what people threw in the towel over. Yeah. You really don't look like what you've been through, right? Because even when you were in the situation, even when you were going through it, you were being preserved to where you came out better than when you went in. And here's the thing, the fire only processed you. The fire was not to punish you, it was to process you. Yeah, it wasn't to punish, it was to process, and it was to prune. It had to remove some excess baggage off of your life. It had to remove some excess negativity off your life. Thank you so much, Norway, for tuning in. It had to remove so much calamity that was clouding your integrity. The fire gave you a different desire. It wasn't to punish you, it was to prepare you. It wasn't to punish you, it was to position you. You thought it was punishment, but in many cases, it was preparation for a greater platform. It was a process of pruning. Yeah, that's why they're telling you you look younger now. You got all that dirt off your shoulder. You got rid of it wasn't that here's the thing. It wasn't that you lost weight on the outside. It was because you lost weight on the inside. Mhm. It wasn't it had nothing to do with your cholesterol. Yeah, it was the people who were always toxic who wanted to call. It had nothing to do with it. Your blood pressure wasn't going up because of what you were eating. Your blood pressure was going up because of who you were connected to that was eating away at you. Come on. It wasn't because you went for a walk outside to why they're telling you you look not younger now and you look better now and you have more energy now. Wasn't because of that. I didn't tell you to stop doing it. Keep it up. It was because you began to walk by faith away from what kept you connected to fear. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Somebody just type walk it out. Walk it out. Yeah, walk it out. West side walk it out. East side walk it out. South side walk it out. North side walk it out. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. War, World War Me ain't about what's right. World War Me is not about determining who is right. It's only about determining who is left. After all the casualties of war, after all the atomic bombs against your mind, after all the people who are fighting you, after all the weapons of warfare that were not carnal but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, you're one of the last ones still standing. And you ought to be clapping because of it. You made it out of what people lost their mind in. Here's the beauty about you. Here's the greatness of what's within you. Here's the beauty about you, sis. Here's the greatness about what's within you, bruh. Is this: you broke through what didn't break you. Ain't it a blessing? Listen, ain't it a blessing when you got people in your life who are not a stressing? Ain't it a blessing when you see yourself as a blessing? Can't be a blessing to you if I don't see myself as a blessing to me first. I can't bless you if I don't take the time to be a blessing to myself. Talking about World War Me, part 5, fight the good fight. And I'm reminded of this. I'm reminded of the movie 300. Can I keep it 100 and talk about 300? I'm reminded about the movie 300. And the movie 300, what is so significant about it, and I'm bad on movies, by the way. I never saw the whole thing all the way through. I have a propensity for falling asleep on movies. Sometimes you get your best sleep when you're falling asleep watching a movie. I got it straight up. Movie 300 is adapted from the biblical story of Gideon, whether you realize that or not. Plot of the film, it revolves around 300 Spartans who went into battle against a Persian king. He saw himself as a god type of king by the name of Xerxes. Xerxes now, he had an army, very, very eclectic individual, to say the least. Xerxes was. He said Xerxes was such a despotic monarch or a despotic king, is what he would do. And Xerxes, in biblical times, Xerxes, what he would do is that he would nail the perpetrator, his opponent's tongue to their chin. Xerxes was so despotic. He was so demonic and devilish. He would, yeah, he would pull their tongue out and nail it to the chin of their face. That's what he would do. Xerxes would gouge his opponent's eyes out to where the last thing that they would see would be him. Xerxes was so despotic. What he would do is he would even take his victim and he would put his victim between two chariots. And you know what chariots? They had a horse, right? That was guiding the chariot. And he would hit the horses and they would split in two. They would go, one horse going to one side, other horse going to a side. And of course, if that human body is tied to that chariot, you can imagine what would happen. Corporal punishment. Absolutely insane. Didn't mean to give you such a gory history lesson, but that's how Xerxes was. This is who you messing with. 300 against Xerxes' army of 300,000. And here's the thing. Maybe it's not even the terrible thing is not even maybe so much the 300,000 soldiers. It's the twisted, sordid, despotic mindset of Xerxes and how he wanted to put out punishment. I say all that to say, I have to use the story of Gideon as a guide to grow today. Here's the thing about Gideon, and the movie was adapted from the story of Gideon. You think about Gideon in the 6th chapter of Judges, we're introduced to the man himself, Gideon. And when you think about Gideon, Gideon was considered to be the least likely. He was from the smallest tribe. Gideon was the least in his family. You can think about Gideon. Gideon, it can be argued that Gideon was rejected. Gideon was overlooked. Gideon was ostracized. Which in many cases, when you're rejected, when you're ostracized, when you're overlooked, Here's what it can oftentimes do. It can make you feel insignificant. Don't nobody like me. Don't nobody love me. Don't nobody see no value in me. Then why would I see value in me? Come on, we have a propensity to turn inside when in many cases we're not being loved on the outside. Thereby, it can be even argued that Gideon was grappling with self esteem, identity issues. Here's what happens. Gideon's in the field, he's threshing wheat, and all of a sudden, an angel of the Lord appears to Gideon and calls him this. Don't even call him Gideon. He calls him this mighty man of valor. And here's the thing, maybe the angel of the Lord called Gideon mighty man of valor simply because if he called him Gideon, it would have reminded him specifically of how he felt about himself. Because the term and the name Gideon was oftentimes attached to rejection, being overlooked, being ostracized, being insignificant. Angel appears to him and he calls him something that Gideon doesn't see in himself. I can stop right there. Somebody just missed your shout. I can imagine Gideon hears some angel of the Lord calling him mighty man of valor. Could it possibly be that the angel wanted him, Gideon, to see himself from a different angle? An angel wanted Gideon to see himself from a different angle. That's a bar. I'm calling you what you're not yet. A mighty man of valor. But here's the thing. What will you eventually, I'm calling you what you're not yet, but I'm calling you what you will eventually become. And that is a mighty man of valor. Let me pause right there for the cause. And here's the thing. You need to be around people who see in you what you may not see in you. Who am I talking to? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come a little bit closer. Let's huddle up. You need to be surrounding yourself with people who see in you what you don't see in yourself. Don't tell me you got a whole bunch of supporters and you got a circle of supporters and they don't support you at all. You don't have a circle. You have a cage. What you got to do, you got to turn the page. The angel wants Gideon to see himself from a different angle. I want you to see yourself as a mighty man of valor. I can imagine Gideon looking around. Who? You talking to me? What? Where they do that at? You got the wrong one, bro. Simply because Gideon saw himself as a farmer. But God saw Gideon as a warrior. I'm wondering who I'm talking to. Gideon sees himself as a farmer. God sees Gideon as a warrior. And I'm wondering who and what do you see yourself as? Listen, you're a nurse, but there's an author inside of you. You're a mentor, but there's a conference host inside of you. You're a professor, but there's a preacher inside of you. Come on. You're a social media guru, but there's a social worker gift inside of you. God sees in you what other people, including you, are oftentimes blind to. And here's what it's time to do. It's time to open up your eyes. Time to recognize your true value, your true worth, your true identity. Because here's the thing, you always have certain enemies that want to attack your mentality. Somebody just type adjust your vision. Adjust your vision. You got to adjust your vision. You'll never get to the place of manifestation. You'll never get to the place of provision. That here it is, unless you adjust your vision. Time to open up your eyes. Time to recognize the vision of what it is that you have. Here's the thing. Whenever God tells us what's in us, we have a tendency to tell him what's not. Who am I talking to? Here's the thing. You say, listen, listen, you haven't even been fighting people. You haven't been fighting patterns. You've been fighting the perspective of what God has declared over your life. It's not people, it's not patterns, it's your perspective. Your issue is this: whenever God tells you what's in you, you have a tendency to tell him what's not. No, no, that ain't for me, God. No, no, no. Ministry, no. Writing a book, no. Got the wrong one. Do you know where I come from? Do you know what I've been through? Do you know what people say about me? Do you know what people don't think about me? Come on. Stop telling God what isn't in you when he's telling you what he created you to do. Mighty man of valor, mighty woman warrior. I don't know who I'm talking to. Gideon talked about his weakness and his weaknesses, not realizing that his strength was made perfect in weakness. Come on. Listen, you can never see your strengths simply because you keep focusing on your weaknesses. That's why you're weak minded. That's why you have a weak mentality. That's why your vision is weak. That's when you go to do something, you can't remain disciplined to make it happen. That's why your focus is so off, because you keep focusing on your weaknesses and not your strengths. Come on, listen, you will not have a weak week this week. I don't, I don't know who I'm talking to. That the time has changed. I get it. I get it. But here's the thing: the time changed because it needed to be changed to accelerate you quicker and faster into your future. The season has shifted in your life. You will not have a weak week this week. I don't care what happened last week. I don't care what happened the week before. I don't care what happened the week before that. It don't matter about the situations that are going on. You had to make it to this moment. Why? So that you could accelerate into your future faster. Come on, somebody just type faster. Somebody just type further. Somebody just type farther. Yeah, faster, further, farther. You ought to declare and decree over you, over your own life, over your family's life, over your finances, over your mentality, that you will not have a weak week this week. Yeah. This is the week that changes the course for the rest of your year. Come on. This is the week that changes the course for the rest of this year. And here's the thing: you can't lose this week. You have to win from within this week. Stop focusing on what makes you weak and start focusing on your strengths to combat the weaknesses that in your life. Gideon, only thing Gideon talked about was his weaknesses, not realizing that his strength is made perfect in weakness. Here's the thing: Gideon was least in his father's house. I expect to be least in many cases, people's eyes who may not know me. But when it comes to family, come on, I need y'all to prop me up. People, people who don't know you, okay, you can't, okay, they don't know you, they can't flow you. I get it. But those who birthed you, those who are related to you, those who are flesh and blood to you, they disregarded Gideon. I wonder, who am I talking to? People have overlooked you and your family. Here, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Come on. People, flesh and blood, treat you like oil and water because y'all can't mix. We talking about on in the mix. We mixing it up today. And here's the thing: some of us may be in the mindset and have adopted the same mindset like Gideon had, to where you feel like you're least, last, lost, left out, overlooked, underserved, and underrepresented. Little do you know, you are exactly who God wants to use. Yeah, right. The ones who's been overlooked, the one who's been seemingly undeserving, the one who's been disregarded, the least, the last, the lost, the left out, the overlooked, the underserved, the underrepresented, is the one that God wants. Why? Because the least likely can do the most mighty, because you're not so bent on ego. You understand that I got to rely on him, not them. The least likely can do the most mighty. God don't always call qualified people. He qualifies those who he calls. And if he called you, you're qualified for the assignment. Here's what he needs you to do. He needs you to get in alignment. You got the call. Will you answer the call? Or will you send God the voicemail? Whenever he sends you a text, it always says delivered. Yeah. Every time he sends you a text, it says delivered. Whenever he sends you a text through his word, it's delivered. He's letting you know that you already been delivered, even when it feels as if you're bound. I just got to get in alignment with the assignment. And here's what God does. God told Gideon that he'll deliver his enemies, the Midianites, into their hands. I'm calling you mighty man of valor. Why? Because I need you to lead an army. I want you to lead. You're already least likely, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to lead an army against the Midianites who are seemingly most mighty. What? Here's the thing about the Midianite army. The Midianite army was categorized as an army that couldn't be counted with a minimal of 120,000 troops. When you put your eyes on that Midianite army, it was so insurmountable, it was so innumerable, that the odds were that even the troops couldn't be counted. So here's what God tells Gideon to do. God tells Gideon to do this. I need you to get 32,000 people. That 32,000 people that you have, I don't want you to add to it, because I don't want you to meet the number of the 120,000 troops. This is what I want you to do. I want you to let some of them go. The 32,000 that you have is too many. Sometimes God's going to tell you to do some strange stuff, isn't it? Ain't that a strange thing? You want me to go against 120,000 troops minimal with 32,000 that I already have. Then you want me to let go of the 32,000, reduce the number. Why don't you want me to match the number that's 120,000? Why wouldn't you want me to add? Why would you want me to subtract? Here's the thing. Sometimes God adds to your life by subtracting people from your life. God's the greatest mathematician ever known to man. Why? Because we add by adding. God adds by subtracting. We multiply by multiplying. God multiplies by dividing. Who am I talking to? Stop trying to grab people to stay with you that God already told you to let him go. And here's the thing, you wouldn't let him go. So he had to create a situation that birthed a transformation. God told Gideon, you got 32,000 troops. Gideon's like, yeah, we need more. Nope, I need you to get rid of some. Now they're already outnumbered. How in the world do I have too many? I got too few. Lord tells Gideon that here's the thing. The reason I want you to let some of them folks go because they're cowardly. You got some cowardly folk with you. So I need you to tell them, go home. You ain't needed no more. You got some folks who are cowards. You got some folks who are fearful. And here's the thing. Fear is a virus. Fear is contagious. Fear produces a plague. Because here's the thing about fearful people. Here's the thing about cowardly folks. Thank you, Saudi Arabia. Here's the thing about them. One thing I realize and recognize about that is that it doesn't matter how much faith you got. If you let fearful people infiltrate your faith, place, and space, it's going to spread like wildfire. It's going to transform faithful people into fearful people. Unless, here it is, the faithful people tell you, yo, you got to keep on moving. You got to get on out the way. You don't need people around you who live in fear because fear is contagious. God tells Gideon, you got to get rid of some folk. You got some cowardly people around you. The 22,000 were thankful to be released and they went home. Thank God. Gideon told me I got to go home. Yeah. Fearful people. Here's what fearful people will do. Fearful people will tell you what you can't do. And here's the thing. Other people will have an ear to hear that and they'll begin to believe the negative narrative. Fear is either face everything and run or face everything and rise. And here's the thing. A lot of times we're trying to get clarity on our identity. We're trying to get clarity on our vision from cowardly folk. You want cowards to co-sign on your call? I can't get nobody talking to me tonight. I'm about to leave. You want cowards to co-sign on your calling. I'm confused. I can't comprehend that. That's why they always tell you, nah, I don't think that's going to work. You ain't even got the money. Well, what you going to do? And here's the thing. Sometimes the cowards are not just externally. Sometimes the cowards are in your house. Sometimes the cowards are who you call brother and sister and mother and father. Lord have mercy if the coward is a spouse in your house. Stop expecting cowards to co-sign on your calling. Too many folk, even if they're fearful, will stop you from ascertaining the win. I'd rather win with a few than many that are fearful. Because here's the thing, with many that are fearful, you can't win no way. Just get out of my way. Somebody just type, go home, go home, go home. That's what Gideon told him to do. 22,000 of y'all, go home. Don't come to my, go home. Don't come on my phone talking that mess, and that junk and that cowardly talk. Go home. Take your fear somewhere else. I will not be in the company of cowards. Get off my couch, coward, and go home. Hello? Y'all, it's tight, but it's gonna be all right. Sometimes the greatest discipline that you have to exact and exude is in the discipline of dismissal. I'm dismissing you because I have a mission that I have to do. God told Gideon, get him away. 22,000, y'all. Go on. Gideon was left, because I know you're mathematicians. He started with 32,000, 22,000 are gone. He's got 10,000 left. God is knocking on the door of Gideon's mind again. Gideon, I need to talk to you. He's pulling his ear over here. God, what you got to tell me now? He said, Gideon, I got some news for you. The 10,000 that you got is still too many. I'm facing a Midianite army of a minimal of 120,000 troops. 32,000. We needed more than that. You tell me to reduce that. Go to 22,000. Now 32,000. Now I got 22,000 gone. Now I'm left with 10,000. I have to reduce to produce. Somebody, let me talk to you. Sometimes God has you in a particular situation, in a particular position in your life, to where here it is, he has to reduce for you to produce. Too many people around you is a distraction, and the distraction becomes a distortion. If you're going to have the favor, I got to push you into a place of focus. I have to reduce in order for you to produce. Too many distractions. The distractions are leading to destruction. If you did not see the last episode of Weapons of Mass Distraction, I need you to make sure that you go see part 4. Fear is a weapon of mass distraction. Cowards are weapons of mass distraction. I want you to go 10,000 because here it is. You still got too many. Gideon was instructed to, here it is. Take me to the water. That's what that's what old folks say, isn't it? They still sing that anymore. Baptism time. God said, listen, I need you to take the people to the water. Not to be baptized, but in many cases, maybe it was to be chastised. Take them to the water. Gotta reduce to produce. The men who kneeled to drink the water were sent away. Only the 300 men who put their hand to drink of the water were chosen to fight. Why is that? People who were kneeling, no. Go home. Seemed like that's the right thing to do. You know, you take a knee, drink some water. What's wrong with that? The other ones, they just, lapping it up like dogs. Here's the thing. To be drinking while kneeling, it puts you in a precarious position. Because here's the thing. When you're drinking just to kneel, you have a downward vision. You can't even see the perpetrators who are coming at you. You can't even see. And here's the thing. For you to kneel, you're going to have to take off part of your armor. Somebody just type, put on the whole armor. Come on. You got that sword. I got to take off I should never put down my sword. Somebody just type put on the whole armor. It's going to be hard for you to fight without the right armor. Simply because here it is, you wanted to satisfy an appetite. You were so thirsty. If this isn't blessing you, it's blessing me. I'm talking about what I had no intentions to talk about, but I'm just talking. Here's the thing. You put down your armor simply because you were thirsty. So thirsty for love, so thirsty for approval, so thirsty for attention, so thirsty for a man, so thirsty for a woman, so thirsty for clout, so thirsty to be a socialite, so thirsty to be recognized, not realizing that God doesn't always give an award, but he gives a reward. Man gives an award, God gives a reward. Stop being so thirsty to where here it is, you let go of your armor, and that's when the enemy attacks you the most. Because here it is, even the satisfaction of their thirst left them still parched, if not dehydrated. So thirsty for attention that you'll satisfy it to do anything just to get a like, that you forgot to love yourself. Drinking and kneeling put them in a precarious place to be captured or killed. You can't fight without the right armor. You taking off your armor for a sip of water? No. In many cases, you're as bad, if not worse, than the cowards. Because you telling the opponent, just shoot you. Got to check your thirst. Gideon, here it is. Gideon's with less than 1% of his original number. 32,000 too many. Left with 22,000 too many. 10,000 too many. Up against an army of 120,000 people. Gideon's left with less than 1% of his original number. Here's what happens. He now shifts from difficulty to impossibility. Yeah. Against a minimal of 120,000 troops. Here's what happens. Gideon is now left with 300 men. Do you see where the movie comes from now? He's left with 300 men. And here's the thing about the number 300. Somebody just type 300. Type 300. Can I keep it 100? Type 300. "300 indicates this. 300 indicates it's a very symbolic number. 300 means divine deliverance. I just come to let somebody know that here it is. Small is the new big. I just come to let somebody know. When it seems as if people may be leaving your life, when it seems as if your audience may be dwindling, when it seems as if, in many cases, the people in your church, it may not be as packed and as full as it was. Why? Because what is it to have filled pews if the people in the pews remain empty? I just come to let somebody know that small is the new big. Minor is the new major. And here's what you can't do. You can't keep majoring in minors. Let me talk to somebody. Listen, we are in the mix at 6. This is too good for you to keep to yourself. I need you to make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this with somebody. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop. If you're not a part of the Eagles Academy, what are you doing? Just imagine, yes, we go even deeper than where we go here. I want you to invest in yourself. I want you to go to theeaglesacademy.com. You need to be a part of this amazing community. Collaboration and community is the new currency. Did you hear what I just said? Collaboration and community is the new currency. Go right now. Become a part of my amazing community of ideas as we increase your ideas, your impact, your influence. Not just giving you mundane information. We're giving you massive implementation to maximize your mindset, to sharpen your skill set, to give you the intangibles to build with your tool set, to really hone in on your heart set in order to be an asset in any environment. I'm talking to you right now. You know that's you. You need to increase your ideas. You need to increase your impact. You need to increase your influence. Go there right now to theeaglesacademy.com. You don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. You need to be around individuals who understand the importance of community to where you don't grow in a silo. It's about connectivity. The Eagles Academy.com. And this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. The next 5 of you, 5 is a number of grace, and I'm getting ready to be real gracious right now. 5 is favor. Remember we talked about 555 favor drive. Remember that? Remember when we talked about that? We talked about, is your house a home? Yeah. I'm getting ready to put somebody in the favor right now. Getting ready to grow your greatness. That's what it's time to do. And I'm getting ready to be gracious to you. The next 5 of you who go to theeaglesacademy.com and put in the word SOAR at checkout, SOAR, ready to take flight with us. I'm giving you 20% off. Go there right now. Put in the word SOAR at checkout, SOAR. It's time to take flight and join us. Theeaglesacademy.com. As I said before, small is the new big. Minor is the new major. And here's what you can't do. You can't keep majoring in minors. Minor stinking thinking, minor people who just want to argue. They find a problem to every solution. Come on. Minor. When you've been called to do what's major. Told you to type the number 300. Here's the thing. God has empowered you to do with 300 what you could never do with 10,000. You ought to be applauding when people are leaving. Here it is. He's realigning you. He's recalibrating you. He's reconfiguring you. He's repositioning you. Because small is a new big. Minor is a new major. You could never do with 10,000 what you're getting ready to do with 300. God's pushing you into that place to where you can do with 300 what you could never do with 10,000. You can do with 300 what you could never do with 32,000. This is the season where you're going to do more with less. Somebody just type more with less. More in 2024. I don't need more to do more. I can do more with less. Well, Lord, if you just gave me more, you can't even manage the more that you have now. The more that you're wanting is going to be a curse. I want you to manage what you have now. I want you to do more with less. And the reason you can do more with less because you're already blessed. When that person got more, stop focusing on them. I need you to focus. Stop looking at the weapons of mass distraction. Now you're fighting yourself internally because here's the thing. You got your eyes not on the prize. You're not pressing toward the mark for the prize. You can do more with less because you're blessed. Got to recognize that small is new big. Here's the beauty of it. Discovering your identity unveils your God-given ability. Why is that? Because everything has been turned upside down. Less is more. You're about to do more with less simply because you're blessed, even with less money, even with less followers, even with less church members, even with less support, even with less knowledge, even here it is with less education. You may not have a PhD, but do you have a PhD? I'm going to do something with the experience that I have gained. Some of us didn't go to Ivy League school. Some of us didn't even go to university. But here's the thing. You went to the University of Adversity. You graduated from the University of Adversity. You graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. And you still didn't stop. You got all the education in the world, but you lack common sense. I don't have all the education in the world, but I got common sense. I got determination and common sense. Even with less, you're getting ready to do more. Because here's the thing, you're being prepared to do more. Small is the new big. And what you can't do, you can't despise the day of small beginnings. It may look like you have a small vision. It may look like you have a small business. It may look like you have a small following. But here's the thing, something big is getting ready to happen for you. Somebody just type big. And it's going to be big. Yeah. I like that. I like that little African song. What is it? I have a very big God. I ain't gonna get into all the singing now. He's always on my side. Very big God. Come on, somebody just type big. God is about to blow your mind and it's gonna be big. I can do more with less simply because I'm blessed. Less is more. Less distractions, less patterns, less toxic connections, less negative people. Come on. Thought you had to have you thought you need to thought you need a whole bunch of people. All you need are the right people. I need a big old circle. No, you just need a little old period. And that's on period. Come on. Because here's the thing, when you're in a battle, ooh, World War Me, fight the good fight. When you're in a real battle, it's only going to be a select few who are going to be able to be with you anyway. It's only going to be a select few when you're in a battle who are going to show up for you. Everybody shows up when you're in the mountaintop, But who shows up when you're in the valley? Who helps you to get the victory in the valley? Not warriors, only warriors. Not chumps, only champions. Not chickens, only eagles. Where are my eagles? Not whiners, but winners. Not folks who are chained, but folks who are changed. Let them go now. Give them a head start. Hmm? I know what it was like for me fighting cancer, stage 4 cancer. As a teenager, very few people showed up for me. Very few people came to see about me. Very few people encouraged me. Hard to find supporters, positive people, purpose pushers in the daytime with a flashlight. If anything, they gave up on me. Why? Because the odds were too insurmountable. Yeah. And here's the thing oftentimes, when you surround yourself with people who give up on you, now you start to give up on you. Yeah. You start to doubt yourself. You start to second guess yourself. You start, here it is, even if you don't throw in the towel, you start picking it up. And you start getting to that place to where, here it is. Maybe I should let go. People I thought were praying for me were literally praying on me, sitting on the sideline expecting my demise. Already, in many cases, writing my epitaph. But here's the thing I want to talk to somebody. When people write you off, you got to give God the pen. When people are now trying to forecast your eulogy, here it is. God has a strategy. And strategy is this: your test will be a testimony. Your misery will become ministry. Your mess will become a message. Your stumbling block will become a stepping stone. Grief will become grace. Tragedy will become strategy. Why? Because now you have a newfound identity. 2024 marks 24 years of me being cancer free. But here's what I'm giving you is just the Cliff Notes version. Whole lot of pain, whole lot of suffering in silence, whole lot of doubt, unbelief, chemo, radiation, hair loss. I go on and on and on. But what you got to do, you got to take off the pity party hat and say, as a matter of fact, as long as I have a pulse, I have a purpose. If you're not dead, God ain't done. And I done made up my mind that here it is. It's my time. Somebody just type, it's my time. I'm talking to somebody. Who am I talking to? It's my time. It's my time. It's my time. Your time to write the book. Your time to birth the nonprofit. Your time to write the business plan, your time to secure funding for the plan, your time for a strategy, your time to step on the limited beliefs, your time to stop allowing people's opinions to become your prison. It's your daylight saving time. God was saving you for this moment to step out of the darkness into the daylight of destiny, into the daylight of deliverance. Somebody's waiting for you to become who you are so they can become who they're supposed to be. Here's the question: how much longer will you make them wait? The time is now. And that's why it's so important that you're around people, here it is, who see in you what you may not see in yourself. So needed, so necessary, so important. You can't soar in a silo. Got to be around other people who understand this, that a win for you is a win for me too. If you spread your wings, I guarantee you're going to win over and over and over and over again. Where are my winners at? Where are my winners at? Who have the mindset, who have adopted that all I do is win, 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 no matter what? And here's the thing: you win when you get in the environment that fosters your growth. Let me say that again. You win when. WIN, WHEN. Same pronunciation, two different meanings. You win when you get in an environment that fosters your growth. It's your time to grow your greatness. Yeah, it's your time to grow your greatness. You've been where you've been, how you've been, far too long. It's time to accelerate your growth. I want you to join me in my amazing Eagles Academy. Go to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. We have teachings, coachings, training. It's what I do to mentor. It's what I do to empower. We meet each and every single Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have our amazing live sessions where it's a place of empowerment, it's a place of development, it's a place of strategic development, strategy, structure, solutions, systems. You know, the beauty of a system is this. I love the acronym: saving you time, energy, money. Saving yourself time, energy, money. That's what a system is. If you're going to grow in whatever it is, you need strategies and systems. The Eagles Academy is the space and the place for it. We have our private, amazing Facebook group where there's always a divine connection there. Our virtual master classes, our Q&A sessions. It's a thriving, supportive community. Gifted leaders, got accountability partners to network with, share ideas, business strategies. You're developing innovative skills. You've got access to hundreds of master classes. Whether you join us live or not, you always have access to any session that you can watch at your leisure. You learn at your own pace. You want to be a part of a holistic wraparound services type of environment to where, here it is, you don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. You've got enough information. Let me give you strategic implementation. Go there right now. And of course, as I said before, I've been gracious. I'm extending it to you. Favor ain't fair. This time it is. Go to theeaglesacademy.com, fill out the form, be transformed. At checkout, that's what I want you to do. I want you to put in the word SOAR, SOAR. And I told you for the next 5 of you, I don't even know who's taking advantage of it right now. Everything on D&D over here. So I want to maximize this moment. Okay. Next 5 of you who put in the word SOAR at checkout, I'm giving you the hookup. Holla if you hear me. Not only that, but you can go to theeaglesacademy.com/store. And I've got a number of different resources that are there for you as well. I'm talking to some authors who need to write their book, but they can't call you an author until you write the book. But here it is. Just like the angel called Gideon, mighty man of valor, I'm calling you author before you become it. I see in you what you may not see in you. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to step into what you know you have to do. And that's going to require discipline. But before the discipline, it requires an investment. Go to theeaglesacademy.com/store. I have something called the bestseller book blueprint that you can get there. And not only there, you can also get it at accessidentity.org/author. 80% of people, locally and globally, want to write a book. Here's the thing about it. Only 1% actually do. What will you do to put yourself in that 1%? To close the gap between what I want to do and what I did. This is the season of closing the gap. In education, which is my wheelhouse, we always have a phrase called the achievement gap. And here's the thing. Some of us have an achievement gap because we're so focused on what I want to do, but we never do. It's time to close the gap on what I want to do and what I did. Let this be the year that you say, I did that. Come on, stand on business with it. Write on business. Work on business. Let this be the year to where you say, I did that. I'm not talking about you taking a vacation, because to a certain degree, a lot of us take vacations to get away from our vocation. Ooh, that's a different one. That's for another day. Yeah, that's another day. If I can distract myself from my destiny, then that's what I'll do. No. Focus on your vocation, not just a vacation. It's time to write that book. Bestseller book blueprint. I'm giving you my whole strategies and my systems of what I do to make my books not just a reality, but a bestseller whenever I put it out. Whenever I drop, it's going to be hot. It's going to go number one. Why? Because I have a strategy and I have strategies that you can plug and play and make it yours. Go ahead right now, theeaglesacademy.com/store. Get the bestseller book blueprint, accessidentity.org/author. Even those who already have books out there, I'm showing you how to put your books into the hands of people who want you to show up. And I'm showing you how to make yourself findable to do so. And even with that, yes, that offer is extended to you as well. Put in the word SOAR, checkout. I'm giving you a hookup. Holla if you hear me. Generally, after you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about the book. Got to be able to connect when you're communicating. Got to know what you're talking about. Got to know your content. Got to be able to communicate your content in a way that connects with people. You want to get my successful speaker strategies that really shows you the whole flow of communication. Communication is art form. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? People do not listen to you to hear you ramble. We are in a get to the point society. So you got to be able to connect. You got to be able to navigate. Got to be able to communicate. And communication is not just about presentation. Communication is about connection. If you can connect, doesn't matter whether you're presenting, whether you're speaking in a boardroom, whatever the case may be, and in a relationship, whatever, you'll be able to connect with people. Whatever you're building, I'm guaranteeing you, you can build it better if you use better words. I'm showing you how to wow your audience. I'm showing you how to develop your signature story. I'm showing you how to communicate confidently. I'm showing you how to get over the fear of speaking and communicating. And then I'm also showing you how to be paid as a speaker. How is it that whenever I'm speaking, I get invited back? Strategies, structure, solutions, systems. These are all the resources that I've incorporated, whether it's at churches, colleges, conferences, schools, workshops, doesn't matter. Showing you how to hit it out of the ballpark each and every single time to where you maximize your message at the microphone. Go ahead and get that. That's available there. I got a number of different other resources that are there. You can invite me to speak at your event. That's there as well. eaglesacademy.com/store. You can get 2 of my free resources, one of which is my ebook, More in 2024, How to Become More, Make It Your Best Year Yet, and then also The Art of Communication, free digital download, video training. Get those resources. It's going to be an absolute major benefit to whatever you're working on. In the Mix, it's 6 is out of time. But y'all know I'm not out of truth. I didn't even finish Gideon. Didn't even finish it. I don't know. Should we do part 6 on In the Mix? Does In the Mix is 6 need a part 6? Somebody just type 6. Somebody just type yes. Somebody just type 6. Something. Didn't even finish Gideon. In the Mix is 6 is out of time. But you know, I'm not out of truth. Like that great rapper Tupac Shakur said, there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. I want you to know that you are appreciated. So I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Because that's just how we roll. How we roll. That's right. So I want to thank you for doing that each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know I'm on the digital airwaves of Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop all the way on the YouTube side. Listen, if you're not following me on YouTube, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. YouTube.com/EddieConnor. Come on, follow me. Follow me on YouTube. Head over to the YouTube side. If you have not done so, make sure that you do it, and even do it again. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social sites. You know what the social sites are. At EddieConnorJr. Put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. You know, if I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, let a brother know. Y'all keep showing up and y'all keep showing love. You know, I'm going to keep showing up. It's your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother. Family has been fun, but a brother got to run. Just know it's been a privilege, a pleasure, a treat, and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, and brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher.
Hey, it's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. Listen, don't you want to level up in your life? Don't you want to actually dominate this year? You need strategy, you need structure, you need solutions. If you're going to level up in your relationships, you're going to identify your brand identity. If you're going to identify your identity, this is your year to become more. This is your year to do more. I'm telling you, this is the time to grow your greatness. You need to be in a secure environment, in a community that really cares about your growth, that wants to enhance it, wants to push you in a place of not just information, but transformation for your application. I'm telling you, you don't just go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. Join our team. Become a part of the Eagles Academy. Go right now. The EaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button and become a member of this amazing academy with so many amazing people, locally and globally, who understand that their network determines their net worth. They want to soar into success and purpose. I can't wait to see your face, not just your space. Go right now. The EaglesAcademy.com. Yeah.